So Money in the Bank 2024 has come and gone. There's honestly a whole bunch of mixed emotions going on. Some people loved it, some people hate it, some people thought it was just okay. I'm gonna give you my honest reaction right now, what I thought about everything. I'm gonna go through every single match, and then I'll give you an overall review over the whole pay-per-view. Let me know down in the comments though, what did you guys think? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? What was your favorite spot of the whole pay-per-view, or PLE, sorry, and let's get straight into it. So we're gonna start in order with the men's Money in the Bank, and this match was honestly pretty good. There was a lot of spots. There was like the spots with Andrade. He did the whole sunset flip. He also did the Spanish fly off the springboard. We had Carmelo Hayes doing amazing stuff, hitting Andrade off the ladder, jumping off the ring. Chad Gable suplexing a ladder. You had Jey Uso spearing Chad Gable, a whole bunch of stuff. But in the end, Drew McIntyre was the one to lift the briefcase and win that Money in the Bank. How do I feel about Drew McIntyre winning the Money in the Bank? I hated this decision. We'll talk about his cash in later. But honestly, they could have stopped this and like had CM Punk like knock over the ladder. That's all they had to do. And let someone else win. Let the Money in the Bank live on longer than tonight. I'm spoiling the later in the video, but honestly, we've already seen what happened. But why let Drew McIntyre win? He could have gotten screwed over with the briefcase just by getting knocked over and someone winning immediately after him. But no, they decided to let him win and cash in later that night. Like I said, we'll talk about later, but I did not like the decision. I feel like Carmelo Hayes was the MVP of that match. He could have honestly won it. Jey Uso, we all wanted him to win because he deserves this title run and everything. But nope, he didn't win it. People like LA Knight. LA Knight's extremely over. He could have won it. Andrade put on a show. We all knew he wasn't going to win, but he did put on a show. But Drew McIntyre, honestly, he had like one of the higher chants other than Jey Uso, but I did not like this decision at all. But overall, the match was a great match. They put on a show, amazing spots throughout the whole night. Honestly, I didn't mention this earlier. The one spot where Chad Gable was hanging off the briefcase, I thought Jey Uso was going to spear him, pull an Edge WrestleMania 17, Jeff Hardy, and spear him, but it didn't happen. I thought that was going to happen for a slight second, but the match was a good match. I just wasn't happy with the winner. Moving on to the next match, we have the Intercontinental Champion between Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn. And in my predictions video, I said this was going to be the best match of the night. And honestly, they put on a good show, but I wasn't happy with the decision. I feel like this was the perfect chance to change the IC title, give it to Braun Breaker. He's the biggest heel in the company, not the biggest heel in the company. He's one of the biggest heels in the company, and making Sami Zayn lose in Canada, that would have been the perfect momentum, make him look even badder and stronger. I feel like they should have gave Braun Breaker the IC title, but the match overall was a good match. Honestly, I can't recall, but did Braun Breaker hit a single spear in this match? Did he? I don't know. But the way they made Braun Breaker lose was a little weak. One haluva kick. It took one haluva kick. That's it for Braun Breaker to lose. Like, Braun Breaker is looking like a bad menacing dude. They should have at least make him take like two or three haluva kicks before he like tapped out or tapped. But honestly, I wasn't happy with the decision. I feel like this was the perfect time, but I don't see this being Braun Breaker's last time facing for the IC title. I do see him facing Sami Zayn again. I will talk about that in a video coming later down the line, but it was an overall good match, but another decision that I did not like. My predictions so far are 0 for 2. 0 for 2 so far. I didn't like the decision at all, but it was a good match. Braun Breaker will be the IC title very soon, but it just didn't happen at Money in the Bank. Now we're going to move on to the World Heavyweight Championship match between Damian Priest and Seth Rollins, and this match was an absolute banger. Bro, Seth Rollins was putting on a show. This man looked like he was in 2015 still. He didn't look like he was injured or anything. This man was doing springboards, moonsault, all that stuff. He was looking phenomenal out there. He was looking like the architect, the revolutionary. He was looking great. Didn't look like he was injured at all. Damian Priest, on the other hand, he did also put on a good show. I can't lie. But what this came down to was, one, the Drew McIntyre cash in, and two, the bots that happened. Bro, the ref clearly counted to 3. And they said, the ref was like, nope, two. No, we all saw you count to 3. It looked like Drew McIntyre was supposed to come out when 2 hit, and it didn't happen. I don't know what happened there. They should have at least rang the bell, announced Seth Rollins the winner, and then had Drew McIntyre win, because that was just extremely awkward. Like I said, I think Drew's music was supposed to hit when Seth was pinning him, but someone was late. I don't know what happened exactly, but obviously Drew did come in. He cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase, all in all, just for CM Punk to cost him the match. Like, we all saw this coming. We all saw this coming. It could have been done in the Money in the Bank, like I mentioned earlier, but it just added spark to the feud. But there was already a whole bunch of fire in the feud. This was not necessary at all, once again. But CM Punk had multiple chair shots. He hit him with the World Heavyweight Champion. And in the end, Damian Priest did retain. I think that's the right decision. I feel like he should hold it for a little bit longer, maybe until Gunther at SummerSlam. But the whole botch was just extremely weird. The whole thing with the ref was extremely weird. Like, I don't know why that had happened. Supposedly Damian Priest was a little bit concussed, so that's why he didn't kick out. But that was extremely weird. Killed the whole thing. CM Punk coming out. We all saw that coming. That briefcase didn't even last. But overall, the match was good before the whole Drew McIntyre, the botch thing. They were putting on a show. Like I said, Seth Rollins was looking great. It was an overall good match, but another match where I just wasn't happy in the decision. Not the decision of Damian Priest winning, but the whole decision of Drew McIntyre coming out and cashing in. Now we're moving on to the women's Money in the Bank, and we all know Tiffy time was on top. Honestly, like my predictions, I thought Chelsea was going to win. We'll go over all that in a second, but I just want to mention this match. The girls outperformed the men in every single match. They outperform in the Royal Rumble. They outperform in the Elimination Chamber. Now they outperform in the Money in the Bank. Like, they put on a show. You had amazing spots from Zoe Stark, who almost gave herself a concussion. She got a pile driver through a ladder by Io Sky. Then you had other spots like Naomi doing the DDT while doing a splits between two ladders. You had the Chelsea Green spot, which was absolutely amazing. Give her all the credit in the world. Chelsea Green going through the table, absolutely amazing. So many more spots like Tiffany Stratton running up the ladder, doing the moonsault. So many spots happen in this match. But in the end, Tiffy Time is holding that briefcase. And very soon, I'm sure we'll see a pink briefcase coming into play. So the one thing that I was surprised that happened both in the men's and the women's, there was zero interference at all. Like, for the women's, I thought Piper Niven was going to help out Chelsea Green. I thought Damage Control was going to help out Io Sky. For the men's, I thought Logan Paul was going to cost LA Knight the match. Wyatt Six, Chad Gable, Drew McIntyre, the CM Punk. There was zero interference at the match, which was extremely surprising because I thought there was going to be interference. But nope, they just let the match go on. And like I said, this women's Money in the Bank was much better than the men's. We are happy with the results. Honestly, I wanted Chelsea to win, but Tiffany is going to be a great Money in the Bank winner. The reason I wanted Chelsea to win is because she's a little bit older and she's stuck in the mid-card, while Tiffany, she's easily a main eventer. She didn't need this, but it is a good result. I enjoyed the match, enjoyed the result. Overall, a great match. I'll give it a double thumbs up for that. And finally, we have the 6-man tag team match between Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and KO versus Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga. Honestly, I'm happy that Tonga Loa wasn't in the match, because let's just start off with that. The botch that Tonga Loa did, like, how do you botch a low blow? Bro, he has disappointed so far in his reveal. Like, Backlash, he missed the referee pull-in, like coming out and stopping the match. And now this... Bro, there's just so much hate on Tonga Loa right now. Like, he needs to do something to look even stronger, better, menacing to fit the bloodline. But going on to the match, honestly, I am very surprised that this wasn't a no disqualification. It was just a regular tag team match, and that made the main event look a little slow. Like, the first 10-15 minutes when it was just a regular tag team match, it was extremely slow, just going back and forth until the ref was hit. That's when it started picking up a little bit. I did not enjoy that part of this match. Like, to make it the main event, I feel like the World Heavyweight Championship should have been the main event over this, because just that regular tag team, it was a little bit boring until that the ref was hit and knocked out of the match, and we had a little bit of chaos towards the end. So when the ref was finally knocked out, that's when the match started cooking. You had Solo Sikoa going through a table with the triple power bomb.
Bomb style.
You had Cody Rhodes hitting a triple crossroad on Solo Sikoa like he did Roman Reigns and AJ Styles. Obviously, Cody couldn't pin because the ref was out. You had Jacob Fatu and Cody fighting on the outside. And in the end, we all know what happened. Cody took a spike from Solo Sikoa and he was down for like 10 seconds. Like the ref had enough time to get up, get in the ring, count extremely slow, and Solo got the win in the end. Honestly, I feel like the ending was perfect. I feel like Solo needed to look strong, and pinning Cody Rhodes, this is the 4th time Cody Rhodes been pinned this, not this year, but since being in the WWE. So they needed this to happen to make him look even stronger, and it was just a good ending. But honestly, no returns at all. No one came out to help Cody and the others to come out. I thought Jimmy Uso was at least going to come out. Maybe even Paul Heyman distract them. No one came out. We didn't see any returns. That shocked me. Before this whole started, Triple H was in the car and he was like, oh, we're going to have some surprises. There was no surprises at all. The only surprise is that y'all made a dumbass decision giving Drew McIntyre the win. That's the only surprise. Overall, the whole Money in the Bank card, I'll honestly give it like a C. I'll give it like a C+ because the matches were great. The matches put on a show, but the decisions, most of the decisions wasn't great. There was no surprises. I feel like this was it showed why it's a B tier pay-per-view. But all in all, hopefully this was all worth it just so they could make SummerSlam be amazing. Because obviously SummerSlam, either Roman Reigns or Rock is coming now, and there's going to be a whole bunch of storylines. I'm sure there's going to be more than 5 matches at SummerSlam. So hopefully this makes it all worth it just for SummerSlam, because this was honestly, like I said, a C+ for me. But that is going to wrap up the video. Like I said earlier, let me know what you guys think about the whole card overall. Did you like it? Did you not? But with that being said, Fredo out.